just played Kinect Adventures, and I freaking look like I'm in the same room that I would be at my normal house, but I'm not. I'm actually in a different room, in a cabin. I like Tahoe. Just played Kinect Adventures, and I already said that. Kinect Adventures review. Kinect Adventures. Came into it with the lowest of expectations possible, because, you know, Kinect, crappy motion controls, practically mean the same thing. made me run out of breath. But then again, all, like, seriously, like, active motion control games do that. What it reminds me of most is if you've ever played Outdoor Challenge on the Wii, where you're on this, you have this mat, and that allows you to use feet controls, which basically turns it into a Kinect. It's not quite as, but the hand controls are actually pretty decent. Like, if I move my arm a certain way, it'll move a certain way. The feet, it seems like they put all their effort into that, and then because the feet controls absolutely suck. Like, I'll just be standing still, and then my feet will randomly start spazzing. I'll be like, what is that? Why are my feet spazzing? Don't come in here, I already said don't come in here. I'm making a video. Get out.
Okay, just go play a video with everybody else. Didn't you say you wanted me to, like, film you while you were jumping and doing...
Get out. Please excuse her. I specifically told them not to come in here, and that I would come out when I was ready, but apparently they didn't listen. Or at least Haley didn't. Anyway, the games. There was one game where you hit a dodgeball and it hits targets and stuff. Kinda good, I guess. Honestly, the funnest part of Kinect Adventures is just spazzing around like an idiot. And, like, just being crazy and, like, jumping around and do crazy shoop. Actually trying to play the games is boring. Like, the dodgeball game was boring. I basically what I did, like, we played it twice. The first time I just spazzed around randomly because, you know, it was boring. The second game we played, I don't even remember what it was. Was that boring? Oh, yeah, you had to, like, block leaks on glass, which you'd think would be hard because they'd be very specific. But it actually was really good at detecting it, except for when it was like 4 leaks that you had to block with your foot. That sucked. Because, you know, the feet controls are terrible. Plus, I had a couch right next to me, and the leaks would keep being, like, the equivalent of where under the couch was. So I would have to, like, lean into the couch, make my character randomly spaz, and then he'd get it. It was stupid. But, it was a good concept, but it was basically the dodgeball game, but with more strategy involved, and less random luck. And then there was the jumping game where you're riding a little barge and there's like all these obstacles. That game was terrible because the jumping was terrible and the ducking was even worse. And yeah, it was just crappy. And I seem drunk, but I'm not. I'm just like tired, so I can't like. I'm like sweaty and exhausted, so I can't really verbalize this very well. And then we played a raft game, which I actually thought was pretty fun. Like, you had to, when you jump, the raft would just go up, like, super high, and it was pretty cool. I liked that game, which is funny, because it was basically outdoor adventure, canoeing game. If you've ever played that game, there's plenty of comparisons I can make to that game. Overall, it has a lot less, actually, like, Wii Sports is a much better title. Like, the Xbox Kinect, I think, would probably be technologically more advanced than the Wii. But the problem with the Xbox Kinect is, this is kind of a sort of a Kinect Adventure / Kinect review, but the problem with the Wii is, it's freaking, well, just, I mean, not the Wii, the Xbox Kinect is, by having no controller, like, the Wii was mostly marketed towards the casuals, but hardcore gamers could play it too, because it actually had a controller. The Xbox Kinect does not have a controller. Therefore, you can't really make any games on it except for kids' games, like, you know, Kinect Sports and stuff like that. Which aren't always terrible, because I don't think Kinect Adventures is truly, like, terrible, but it's not really a good game. I mean, you can't make, like, great experiences with a system that has no controller. You just can't. You can do it with the Wii if you do it right, but you can't do it with the Kinect. Like, and there are some great experiences on the Wii. Skyward Sword is one. like some games that have genuinely good controls, and there are people that can testify this for me. I'm not the only one who's saying this. But the Kinect, it makes the Wii look like the best system there ever was. But the motion controls aren't quite as bad as everyone say they are. They're better in some areas, but trying to have your whole body do motion controls and not have a controller at all seemed like a good idea on paper, a lot like the Wii, but it really wasn't. I mean, it works for casuals, but... And Kinect Adventures is an example of why this doesn't work. Because the fact that the best thing to do in Kinect Adventures is spaz your arms around and be goofy is a testament to the fact that shows that Kinect Adventures is exactly the type of game that shows off the Kinect's capabilities, like Wii Sports did, except for it shows off the Kinect sucks. One thing I did like, though, the soundtrack of the game is awesome. It's like, bun-ta-da, 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 in the menu. So epic, so epic. I was amazed that a soundtrack that good could come from a game of that low quality. It's like drastic difference. Like if they had put the work into the game that they put into the soundtrack, would have been a great game. However, there's only so much you can do with the Kinect. Let's be real. The Kinect is doomed to be a thing filled with party titles and maybe in the future voice commands. Because, you know, the Xbox One Kinect can read your voice. Like, you could say, Xbox on! But that kind of makes you look like an idiot, because you're just sitting in front of your couch, Xbox on! And it turns on. Plus, the Kinect is freaking creepy, the way it follows you, it stares into your soul. It makes you genuinely think that robots are going to take over the world. Because it'll just be like this, and then if you move forward towards it, it'll go like this. Slowly and creepily. You have to see it to understand how freaking creepy it is. If I can find a video of the Kinect sensor following somebody, which I'm sure it can probably. Let's face it, there's everything on YouTube. I'll post a link. I'll put a link in the description. So yeah, Kinect Adventures review. Give it a 4 out of 10. I don't know. I haven't given any of these numbers, have I? Arrivederci.